Hi everyone, I'm going to be doing a tutorial today on Whiteboard.fi, and I'm going to be showing you how you can utilize it not only with students that are right in front of you, but with students that are joining you from Zoom. So Whiteboard.fi is a website that you can use just to create digital whiteboards for your students. So you can see up on the screen here, I have Whiteboard.fi opened up. The first thing you're going to do as a teacher is you're just going to click New Class, and you're going to name it. So I'm just going to call this Philosophic Test Class, and you're going to see that there's all these options. You can enable the waiting room, you can enable image upload, you can force simple mode or enable slow mode for students as well. And you can look through what each of those settings are. I'm going to enable the waiting room just so that I can show you what that looks like. It's going to make your whiteboards just more secure, making sure it's just your students joining. And then I'm going to create new class. Now, when I create a new class, you're going to see that a screen pops up that shows what you want, where students are going to join or how they're going to join the class. And there's also a room code. So you can see over here, I've got my class on Zoom, and I'm going to tell them, okay, you're going to go to the website, whiteboard.fi. And you can even share your screen with them if you want to show them what to do. They would go to whiteboard.fi. So I have an incognito screen up over here just to show you what that would look like as well. And all of my students on Zoom are joining. And when they get there, they're going to click Join Class. Okay, so you're going to Whiteboard.fi and you're going to click Join Class. And the code you're going to type in is D6U5A. D6U5A. And then your students will click Join Class. There, it's going to ask for their name. So I'm just going to put student 1. I would actually absolutely have them do their name. And you're going to see that it tells me, okay, you're in the lobby. And on my teacher side, it is showing me that I have one student waiting in my lobby. I'm going to go ahead and join on my other incognito groups over here, and then I will show you what that looks like. So you can see now that in the lobby, it says I have 4 waiting, and I can go ahead and accept each of those. And you'll see as I accept them, their whiteboard is showing up on my screen, as well as showing up on their screen. So they can see their whiteboard. I can see all of their whiteboards as well. And then I can go and click my whiteboard. So this is the teacher whiteboard. So I would tell my students, okay, guys, go ahead and go to where it says at the top, toggle teacher whiteboard. And in there, they will be able to see what I'm writing. So if I was going to write out 42 times 13, let's just say. And you could be doing this from your tablet as well. You can open the whiteboard.fi website right from your tablet. It would be a little bit easier. And you can see over here on my students account where if I click toggle teacher whiteboard, now they can see it as well. My Zoom student, can you see the teacher whiteboard on yours?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So now what I might do is I might ask my students, all right, guys, I want you to solve this problem, 42 times 13. But to save them from having to write it out, I can go down here and click Actions, and I'm going to push what I wrote on my whiteboard out to all of their whiteboards. And in a moment, you're going to see, there it is, it popped up. I'm going to toggle that teacher whiteboard off, and now my students are each able to solve the problem. So I'm going to go ahead and have each of my students solve the problem, and then I'll show you what that looks like. So I can see what each of my students have done just by clicking my class. And in a moment, it's going to show me here are what each of those students did. And I would be able to troubleshoot with them. Now I can choose to not have this shown on my whiteboard so that all kids could see it. It could just be from mine, or I could hide the names. So you can see that this setting right here, if I click hide names, that might help so you're not calling students out, but you might say, oh, these two students right here, they got this, right? And I could, again, I could push this out to all the students and they're going to see that answer. Or I could say, oh, this student right here, it looks like they forgot to put the 0 in. Make sure you're remembering to put the 0 in. This student looks like you're adding instead of multiplying. So there's so many different ways that you can use this program. You don't even just have to use it for math, but I think it works very well for math. Some of the other options that students have, if you look over at my incognito one over here, they can erase it. They can clear their whole whiteboard. There is typing. So if you wanted them to answer a question over here, they could do it in text. They can do lines and arrows. They can do shapes. And then if you turned that option on where they could insert an image, then they could search for images on the internet and put them in here as well. So many different uses for the Whiteboard.fi in your classroom, especially for distance learning. I want to just go over these settings one more time. So we have the enable the waiting lobby. You can lock the room. So once all of your students are in, you can lock it so that they can't, another student couldn't join in. You can enable that image upload, slow mode, or simple mode. And then the best part, I think, right here, for our formative assessments, you can save all the whiteboards as a PDF. So if I did this, I might do test class. And if I want to include the teacher whiteboard just so I know what it looks like, and I click save as PDF, it's going to download that, and I'm going to be able to see each student and what they did on their whiteboard. If you have any questions about how to use Whiteboard.fi, do not hesitate to reach out. I think it's a really great program just to play around with, and let me know how it goes.